Hey guys, welcome to my channel. And yes, you won't be seeing my head in the beginning, or let's say the first half of this workout, because I want you guys to get to see the full-on action of the thighs and glutes. Let's go. So right now we're doing regular squats. As you can see, I have the normal stance, like my feet are shoulder width apart, and yeah, I just try and go as low as possible. Try and watch out that your knees don't go over your toes, and that way you really get to engage your glutes in the best way possible. And exactly, so we're almost done with this first warm-up. I would say these glutes, these squats are a great glutes warm-up. And next up we have sumo squats. Exactly, you just stand the way I've shown it, and yeah, and you keep going. With sumo squat, you have to watch out that your back is straight, because some people tend to bend far forward, and that's then also not good for your lower back especially, and your glutes are then not really engaged by the end of it, and we want our glutes to be activated. Next up we have the narrow squats, aka ski squats, and these are also really good for like our side glutes, because since everything is like compacted together, and yeah, it can get sometimes tricky to keep your balance while doing this, and so it's very helpful if you have your arms out the way I do. You will definitely feel something in your thighs as well. Like, you cannot work your glutes without working a bit of your thighs. Usually you will engage your thighs a little. It's just a question of what's being engaged more. Now we have back lunges. Start off with the right leg, exactly. And with the lunges, it's really good to take your time, so that way you're executing the exercise correctly, and watching out that your form is also intact, because yeah, the better your form is, the better the results, literally. And that's why I also like to take my time when I'm doing lunges, because yeah, I just feel like they can be a bit tricky if you rush into it. But as you can see, it's really easy to notice that the glutes are then are getting activated right away. When you do lunges, it's very, yeah, you see it with your eyes directly, and I love that about lunges. And I feel like it's also a really nice motivation for my beginners especially. I would definitely advise you to add lunges to your regular workouts, your regular glute workouts. And yeah, I mean, look at that booty pop. It's engaged. Those glutes are really gluting, and that's what we want. That's what we want. Exactly. So we keep going. Beautiful. Exactly. I'm also watching out that my knee doesn't go over my toes. Okay, shake it off, shake it off. And next up we have the lateral lunges, aka side lunges. I would say the main key about side lunges is to try and go low, but you don't need to go super low. It needs to feel comfortable as well. And the other thing is to push in the back of your heel, so that way you also push your hips backwards / ass. Then you actually do get to activate and work your glutes instead of your thighs, because as you can see, obviously we're using our legs to move, so our glutes, so our thighs are also being worked a little bit. Exactly. Now I just get to show you guys the back, and yeah, that way you also get to see what it looks like from behind, and what I mean when I say you have to like push backwards. Exactly, just like that, pushing backwards with your hips and like poke out that booty. Exactly, that way your cheek muscles are woke and activated. And as you also can see, I'm leaning more in the back and not like on my toes. I'm not leaning so much in front, because that would also mess up my form and the whole point of this workout. You can also pause the video if you need to try out some exercises too, or if you'd also like to do extra reps, feel free to do that. Yeah. Now we're moving on to glute bridges. Usually, you have to watch out when you do glute bridges that your feet are not too wide apart, also not too close to each other. So the stance has to feel right. Like sometimes you have to do maybe 2 glute bridge raises to notice like, okay, I am not really feeling anything in my glutes, but rather in my thighs. Then you know you have to adjust your stance, either, I don't know, move your feet more wide apart or a bit closer, but also remember to squeeze your glutes as you go up, and then relax as you come down. And yeah, shaking off the burn. Oh, so single leg glute bridges are a burner. Like this one hits the most, the worst, the best. I am always praying when I do this one. Yeah. Oh, that kitty cat went by. So single leg bridges, you have to really also engage your core. It's very helpful if you engage your core while doing this exercise. So yeah, I realize how heavy my leg is when I do this workout, and I can never really get used to it, but I love the feeling in my cheek, in my cheeks. Okay, and now we do the other leg. As you guys can see, I was like using I was praying, I was like holding on to my dear life and trying to use all the energy in me, all the motivation to keep a good form, and yeah, keep working that booty, of course. And don't forget to breathe. I mean, I was breathing quite hard. I was breathing really, really hard during this exercise. Oh, it's a toughie. It's really hard. But we want them glutes to be popping and to grow, so we gotta put in some work, you know. So now moving on to Superman. These Supermans really target the lower glute muscles, so I really love them, and they also feel like a little cool down sometimes. Yeah, so what you do is you go up and squeeze and squeeze. Every time you go up, you have to squeeze them glutes real nice, like press them together and give it all you got. At the same time, you also work your back a little, so it's like a 2-in-1 kind of workout. Go and squeeze. We now stretch it out a little bit as we move into fire hydrants. First, we'll just do regular fire hydrants. So up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. While engaging our core, of course, or watch out that your tummy is a bit tucked in and just, you know, yeah, that core is engaged. And now we pulse, 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 pulse. Also 15 times. Yeah, you will definitely feel the burn real good, especially when doing the pulses. Now we're on to the other leg, of course. What we do to the other leg, to one leg, we do to the other. And pulse. Not yet. Pulse, pulse, pulse. As you can see, there's minimal waist movement. Like, I'm not moving my waist too much, and that's how it's supposed to be. That's how you know you're doing the exercise, the fire hydrants, right? Oh, hello. And that's the end, guys. Well done, and thank you for working out with me. Till next time.